And welcome back to the Saints broadcast. I'm Theo. Today I'm joined by Evan, and today we are going to be getting underway for our collegiate COD season opener. How are you feeling today?
Theo, I'm really excited to be here. It's a new season, fresh start for everybody. I think we're going to get a really exciting game tonight, and we're really going to get a good sense of what the 2025 Call of Duty Saints team is going to look like. I'm really excited.
Yeah, and it's going to be our Saints taking on Carroll University. And, our Saints definitely one of the stronger teams throughout the years now in Call of Duty. But they've had a bit of a change up. Their coach, Zarin, no longer going to be the head coach. Brandon, a veteran player, going to be stepping into that role. What do you think of that little switch up in the team?
Well, I'm really excited. I think that's a good move for Saints. We see Brandon around campus a lot, around the Nexus a lot, so I think that was a really good choice, especially when you're talking about team culture. He's somebody who's around the team often. He knows the game well. The guys know him. The guys like him. I think it's a really good fit, and I'm excited to see what they can do together.
Yeah, and the rest of the roster is going to be pretty sturdy. No, we haven't made any big signings or any big changes, so still going to be seeing the same names: Seawads, Cooper, Coody, Rupert. We're going to be seeing all those OG names in the lineup today, and it's a new COD. They didn't play too much Black Ops 6 last semester, but now it's in full swing. You said new season. What do you think are the things to look out for in this game?
Well, I think what I want to get a good look at first is how they're going to open up in this first map. We already know it's going to be Skyline. Hardpoint is our first match. I really want to see how they're going to be able to defend all lanes of the map and just work together. We know Skyline has a lot of open areas, a lot of long sight lines, especially on those points that are outside or on the top of the building. So I really want to see how the Saints are going to be able to adjust to those open lanes and how they can stop Carroll from trying to get onto the point. And I think they're going to do okay, but we're going to see it firsthand.
Saints, over the years have grown and have proven themselves as one of the best, if not the best, respawn game mode team in all of collegiate, and they just play the respawn game mode so well. Search and Destroy, they seem to struggle every now and then, but I think to start off this season, they're still going to be on the front foot in all the respawn game modes. I definitely expect them to really show out on these respawns.
Absolutely. I think with the respawn modes especially, they can change on a dime, right? You miss one kill, or if the spawn flips and you don't notice or you can't respond, that can change the entire momentum of the map. But I think St. Clair, what they need to do is they just need to play the game that they know they can play and just don't let up, establish control early and don't let up, and that should lead to an easy win.
Yeah, and it is the first match of the season. Maybe a little bit of nerves. I definitely don't expect any nerves from our players, but if you're the new head coach, if you're Brandon, what's the one main thing you want to tell your roster heading into the new season?
I think the first thing is try not to get caught up in the expectations. You did say before, St. Clair has a very good roster. We've seen that before. Expectations are always high, especially at the beginning of a new season. Nerves are fresh. You're excited to see what's going to happen, right? New coach. But I think the biggest thing is to just go in calm, just play and see what happens, and don't get caught up in any of that extra noise that might happen.
Absolutely, and our team is very well focused. They scrim before the match. They're feeling good. They're feeling ready. I was talking to some of the players. They definitely have their expectations high for this season. How could you not after the year they had last year? The only expectation is a first place for everything they play, and so I think they're going to be coming in with a new sense of hunger this new semester. I definitely expect to see a lot of good things coming out of them.
No, I absolutely agree. And again, like we said, it's still fresh. It's still hard to predict where the season is going to go, but like I said, we have a lot of fresh faces returning. We got Coody in there. I'm looking for him to have a big game today, so I'm just really excited. I just want to see what the Saints are going to be bringing to the table tonight.
Yeah, my bad. Their opponents, Carroll University here. Not a name that I'm too familiar with, and hopefully the Saints don't take that information as, this is going to be a bit of an easier matchup. Let's slow down a little bit. I think no matter who they play, they should always try put their foot on the pedal and really give it their all, because underestimating your opponent that maybe you're not too familiar with could come back to bite you.
No, of course. You never want to look past any opponent, whether it's the number one seed in the league or the bottom team in the league. Any team on any day can beat you. So I think, if I'm Brandon, if I'm the coach, if I'm going in, that's what I'm telling the guys. I'm like, hey, Let's prepare for these guys, like it is a championship game. We don't want to look past anybody. This game might as well be a championship game. Like, that's the mindset we're going to be going into. And I think if they can stay with that, I think they're going to be just fine.
Yeah, and we're getting into lobby relatively soon. We have a bit more time on our hands. Let's make some pre-game predictions. What do you think is going to be the outcome of this matchup?
I do think St. Clair is going to take it. I mean, we were hyping them up quite a bit before. I think they just have the skill. They play this map very well. I saw them scrimming earlier on this map, so they have been practicing. I think they are going to get out to a hot start, and they're going to take this first game no problem. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with you, especially after seeing this team for so many years, knowing their chemistry is going to be as good as you can get outside of the game. Players hang out with one another, so that adds more. That's very good for the team. So definitely expecting the Saints to start off hot, but definitely don't want them to get too excited to start making too many crazy plays. Hopefully they can stick to their proper rotations and not get too aggressive.
Well, of course not. And on the side of John Carroll, if I'm their coach, I'm telling them, like, look, if we're the underdogs, we can't let that get to us. We're going to come in here, we're going to disrupt St. Clair, we're going to disrupt what they're doing. We're going to come out and show the league and show everybody that we are somebody who should be feared and we should be taken seriously. If I am John Carroll, if I think they're going to have a shot, I think they need to start fast, start aggressive, and gain that map control and to kind of take it away from St. Clair and not let it back. Don't let up. Have rock solid defense and make sure that all your spawn traps are just absolutely perfect to stop St. Clair from getting back in the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's easier said than done against a team like the Saints, but that's definitely the right approach to it. But we've seen St. Clair pull out some historical numbers on this hardpoint. They've won some games 250 to 50, 250 to 70. Like they just have an ability to hold their opponents to such a low score. What do you think is the key for why that works so well with our Saints?
Well, I did mention it in my last point, spawn traps.
Yeah.
Right? That's the biggest thing if you're playing on something like Hardpoint or like Domination. That's the biggest way that you're going to dominate your opponent. Not letting them not letting them move around the map in any way, like controlling all of those hard lanes. That's going to be what I'm going to be looking out for. The interesting thing about this map, though, Skyline, is there are some underground passages on the map that somebody from either side could take advantage of. Now, doesn't mean that somebody has to necessarily be watching every exit all the time, but it is definitely something to keep in mind. The other thing, too, is in the bottom of the map, there is that little area where you can turn on the security that closes some gates, that closes off some lanes and some hallways. Is something you might want to consider. There is a hard point that switches into a room that you can close off. That could be something that could slow down either team, so just something to keep aware of on either side. Yeah,
and it's definitely going to be a very, very quick-paced map. It's a pretty small map for a hard point. There's going to be spawns all over the place. You're going to be seeing what team can really control where the enemy spawns, trying to push them out as far as possible. But this is a map where there's going to be a lot of gunfire. Maybe we might see a couple more SMGs than were accounted to on other maps, because from what I've seen so far, ARs kind of run the competitive scene here in COD, but a couple good SMGs can definitely give you a good advantage.
No, you're absolutely right here. ARs on this map do very well. There is the long sight by the pool and by the outside balcony and near sort of like the outdoor bar. There are a lot of opportunities, but a lot of the good action really happens in the middle. That overlooking top hallway and sort of near where like the pool kind of underground near the elevator. That's where a lot of the action comes, especially if you're trying to connect to a different side of the map. So that's really, I think, where we're going to see a lot of good SMG play happen. And if you're either St. Clair or John Carroll, that's where you're going to want your players to set up. And the other thing you can do, too, is watch those elevators and those exits to make sure that nobody's trying to make a sneaky, wrap or anything like that. So I think it's going to be really interesting.
Yeah, and we're about to head into the first game here. It is hard point on a Skyline. Let's talk about the second map while we have a bit of time. It's going to be Search and Destroy. And, we talked about Saints having their struggles on a Search and Destroy type of game modes. What do you think is one thing they can really improve on this season really quickly before we get into the first game?
I think the biggest thing is trying to get the opening pick. Get the opening pick quickly if you can to establish your control, to get your numbers advantage, make a quick rush to either site, and then just play smart. Don't be aggressive. Don't try and move up too far on the other spawn. Just stick with each other, and that is going to be the key to success, I think.
Absolutely, and we are just about to head into our first map here as players are getting ready, and we are 10 seconds away from starting this one out, and let's get right on the way. St. Clair College against JCU. It's gonna be CoD, CWADS, Bendy, and Rupert for side the Saints. JCU gonna have Juice USA, Dukas, and Rem. And the first kill is gonna go over to CWADS. Finds a couple. Third's gonna get taken down. It's gonna be Saints with a very nice start to this map as they started 3 for 1.
Yeah, I really liked CoD with the opening double kill. The Jackal PDW is so strong in the meta right now. That is an absolutely killer weapon. Watch him. He's going to be very dangerous.
And then Bendy finds a couple. Rupert finds a third. It's going to be a clean 4-man ace there. It's going to be JCU trying to find something to go their way, but the Saints doing a great job. There's going to be a couple more picks going over to St. Clair. They've been on this point the entire time. Bendy doing a great job there. Now on a 5 spree, and CWADS doing a great job there as well. It's all green in the kill feed. JCU just can't seem to get anything to go their way.
Yeah, and I really like CWADS up top with the AMS here. Just an absolute laser, especially at mid to long ranges with his setup. He is just absolutely killing it up there for the Saints, and JCU just can't respond to get anything going as we are about to switch to the next point.
Yeah, I mean, Saints are on this point first. JCU getting the bad spawns across the map, and St. Clair just seem to have them in a bit of a chokehold here. No flanks coming through, nothing to try and get the spawns back in your favor. Every single 1-for-1 trade is just going in the Saints' favor. Now, finally, Rupert does fall, but there is Bendy finding the trade back in the spawn, and they're going to get back onto this point, 65 and ticking. JCU spawning way out. They're going to be wiped yet again.
Yeah, St. Clair just has this absolute lockdown defense. JCU just can't get anything going. They have all the perfect routes here. That long hallway is such a deadly spot for a crossfire, and St. Clair is just watching it perfectly. Nothing is going the way of Carroll University right now.
Yeah, you see there is one flank coming out from Dukas. Gonna try and find a kill or two, but does fall down. But might that be the wrong decision as the new point's gonna open up. The kill does go through the Rupert, does fall down. It looks like JCU will finally get some time on their hands. They're gonna get the first control on this Harpoon, but we know how quickly Saints can look to retake this one. CWADS, a long teammate, they find one, find a second, the third falls down. Only one more member left, but he's nowhere near the hard point. The respawns are all over the place here from JCU as it's another clean ace for the Saints.
Yeah, that just a perfect rotation from St. Clair. Didn't have to go super far to get on to the next point. I think John Carroll, did everything they needed to do to get set up for that potential take, but St. Clair is just way too strong on the retake for them to get anything going.
And you could see it takes so long for JCU to hit this recontest, and they're just dying all over the map. St. Clair playing this one perfectly so far. It's all green in the kill feed. Bendy gonna be, I thought that was someone else looking at him. There's finally a kill, goes over to JCU. It's gonna be Juicy with a couple kills there. Much needed, but gonna get taken down now. Saints gonna look to rotate over to the next hard points. They're gonna give up this garbage time to JCU. CWADS though in the backline, finds one, finds a second, doesn't, falls down. Gonna be a couple members from JCU here, but a nice angle there from CWADS. Finds a couple, so it looks like St. Clair yet again have full control of the next hard point.
Great rotation again from St. Clair, not giving up an inch of ground to John C. University as some members are trying to get in and get something going, but it's just CWADS is just doing everything for them. CoD and CWADS just holding it down on the top, just excellent work. What JCU just could get nothing going here. It's all, like you said, all St. Clair, all green in that kill feed.
Yeah, I mean, this position here by Rupert is beautiful. Every single kill he gets from there is nice. Finally, someone on the point is able to contest. Ram's going to be the one to find the opening pick, but Saints swarm from everywhere. They take him down. The clock continues ticking. 170 to 16. I mean, the Saints having a great start to their new season here, trying to blow their opponents out of the water. There's going to be a nice kill. Going over to Dukas, going to give them a little bit more time, but St. Clair don't seem too bothered. They're going to try and rotate on to this next hard point, but it's going to be JCU with initial touch here, but Bendy is under here. Melee kill there, I believe, in the kill feed as Dukas falls down. It's all green in the kill feed, too much green as Bendy gets taken down by CWADS, and he does go down, but it's going to be again the Saints getting all the control.
Yeah, not sure what Seawads was doing there with that cooked frag grenade, killing his own teammate, but it doesn't matter as St. Clair gets control again. And speaking of grenades here, not a lot of utility on the side of JCU, just nothing to really disrupt any of the Saints on the point here. That is really something I think that is a reason they're struggling here, not just because CoD is just going on an absolute tear right now, but I want to see some more utility from JCU to maybe disrupt them a little bit on the point.
Yeah, they're going to need a lot to bring this one back. They're down 200 points on hardpoint. That's not something you see every day. I mean, Saints coming into the season with a statement, and these kill sprees are going crazy. Finally, Bendy does fall down, but it's CoD 23-7 leading the way here for the Saints as they somehow have full control of the next hardpoint. Don't even have to fight to flip the spawns. I mean, JCU, they're just falling apart here. Yet again, another clean ace going for St. Clair. Rupert, the 3 multi-kill there. Bendy on a 4 spree. CoD on a 6 spree. I mean, they're putting together quite the performance here as Bendy finds a couple. It's again a clean ace as it's going to be 240. I think the clock will run out here. Looks like St. Clair could be taking the first map.
Perfectly executed by the Saints. Didn't give up an inch of ground. Most of the time that JCU was on the point, it was in garbage time. Just absolutely smothering defense from St. Clair. Excellent way to open the season.
Yeah, I mean, that is definitely one of the more dominant hardpoint matches I've ever seen the Saints play. As you said, the only time they gave up was in garbage time. Maybe a few seconds here and there in the neutral contest, but they were always where they needed to be. Bendy, the nice little play of the game here, finding 3 to really kickstart things for the Saints here on this P1. And just a great performance. Take a look at the KDAs there. It's all Saints.
All Saints, and a lot of those high kill players for the Saints were using the AMS. We mentioned it in the pre-show that ARs are so strong on mid to long range maps, especially on one like this that has so many open sites and long routes. So just masterful work for the Saints here, and that just, like we said, dominating performance. What more can you really say?
And if things keep going this way, I mean, Saints can be very happy. Next map is going to be Search and Destroy, the next game mode. I mean, from the way the first map went, you're definitely thinking that the Saints are going to have a bit of a momentum boost and a big advantage going into this hardpoint, but into the Search and Destroy. But in the game mode like Search and Destroy, it's kind of the only unique game mode in the rotation where it's not a respawn game where you die once, you're out. And St. Clair have shown some struggles, even against teams they blow out in hardpoint, to maybe struggle a little bit on Search and Destroy. Do you think that's going to be the case in this series, or do you think they're going to still be in this very dominant form?
I don't think so. I still think they're going to be dominant. The only thing I think that might affect them a little bit is the speed and the pace of the game. Like you mentioned, the respawn modes are so different from S&D because of the speed and how you play. Like, you know, in a respawn mode, you can afford to be a little bit more aggressive and just like run around it without really thinking about it too much, because you know if you die, oh, I can just come back, and then, you know, it's not really a big deal. But with that one life, one death, you know, scenario, you do need to play a bit more tactically, a bit more strategically. So if anything gets to St. Clair, it might be the pace. You know, maybe somebody gets caught on a rotate, or if somebody from JCU has like a sniper or another long-range AR that could catch them off guard. That could be something to watch out for, but if St. Clair is going to play this next game like that hardpoint game, then they'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, they were just, it seemed like everywhere JCU looked, they were getting shot from every single angle. They were not able to win their one-on-ones, and that just didn't lead to a good map. But to win Search Destroy, they're definitely going to need their one-on-ones. But with all that being said, we're going to throw it over to a very short break. We'll be right back with the second map. then the season opener between the St. Clair Saints and John Carroll University. It's going to be the Saints on attack here in this search and destroy on Vault. They're going to get into this A site unscathed. They're looking to get the plant down, and they are able to do so now. 40 seconds and ticking for JCU to respond. They have a couple members outside of the pool area here, but they cannot find the opening pick. It's going to be a Rooper picking that one up on to a Rem. The race starts the round for the Saints. Bendy gets a bit too aggressive, does fall down. Rooper now on a huge flank, is able to find one, does take him down, not just yet. Finally gets it, is going to look to stay alive here. Takes that one with a pistol. Juicy's going to find that one, makes it a 2v2 situation. Still a lot of work here to do for JCU as Dukas falls down, and 1-on-2. Juicy going to have to pull off a miracle here with only 9 seconds remaining. Not going to be possible. It's going to be the first round very swiftly taken by St. Clair.
Great work from the Saints to be aggressive and take that first site early here, and also for Rupert for that big flank going around the other side here, catching JCU asleep in the switch there. That was great first match to establish their dominance and get this one started good for the Saints.
Great round coming out for them. Now let's see how aggressive the Saints decide to get on the defensive side of things. You know, on attack, you can be as aggressive as you want, get into those bomb sites, plant it down, and all things are grooving. But on defense, a bit more difficult as you have to protect those sites. But it looks like Saints, 4-man rushing all into the vault. It's a 1-for-1 trade. I mean, it's a good job by Dukas to get at least one, but the Saints don't really care. They keep pushing forward. They find a second Bendy, another kill going over to him, and now it's a 1v3 yet again for Juice. Not having the number advantage, gets hit by a nade. A nice swing there from the Saints. They're just completely running over JCU at the moment.
The biggest thing for the Saints in that one is that they were grouped up together so they could get the refrags. When JCU was able to pick up a pick or two, somebody from the Saints was right there to pick it up and make sure that they didn't have numbers advantage. We saw how quickly they were able to go up, like 3 men to 1v3 or whatever. So again, they were still being aggressive on defense while also being conservative and supporting their teammates.
Absolutely, and now on attack, I definitely expect a lot of the same from the Saints. I expect them just straight bomb rush into a site as all 4 members. Just seems like their gun plays a bit too superior here for JCU to compete with. As yet again, they're going to get into this vault area. Not much stoppage there. CoD's going to be the first to fall, so JCU with a first blood. Dukas on the flank. It's a nice flank there. Gets a pick. Rupert finds one as well. Knows there's a second nice swing there from Rupert. Gets the double kill. Plant's going to be going down. 2v2 situation, but there is a nice flank coming out from USA. Can they spot him out? Misses every single shot, gives away his position, and that's definitely not the start to this 2v2 retake that you want if you're on the side of JCU. Now the Saints able to regroup, recompose themselves. They find one. Rem gives his position away. Gonna get swung by 2. Finds the first. Cannot find the second. Another round for the Saints. That one though a little bit more closer than the others.
Definitely a little dicey there. Thank goodness that St. Clair was able to win that 1v1 at the end there. Definitely didn't expect them to take B here. B is definitely the much harder point to take on this one because you have, like, it's an open point. You have the balcony from the other building across the way. That's a very tough spot to take compared to that pool, which is a bit more enclosed. So that just proves that St. Clair, they can take either site they want, and they clearly are in the driver's seat right now.
Absolutely. I mean, JCU trying to slow them down, even with a couple first picks here and there, it just did not lead to the round win. And St. Clair in full control right now. They're going to be swinging mid with 4 members. Remy doesn't know who to shoot at. Going to get taken down. Hui does go down, but a couple quick kills go back to the Saints' favor. They're going to get this plant down on A, but it's going to be Dukas finding a couple, able to stay alive, still not able to pull off the 1-on-3 there. Another quick round for the Saints. JCU are knocking on the doorstep a little bit though.
They always find a way to come close, but they just can't seem to finish. St. Clair just showing that they have superior gun skill, and just how good is the Jackal in like every situation here. Like that is just been the difference maker. It does it at super close range. It can fight well at mid range. It is just an absolute Swiss Army knife, and especially in the hands of somebody like CoD or Rupert, deadly.
Absolutely. And now on the attack, St. Clair They've attacked A, they've attacked B. It looks like A is going to be their desired choice this time. And Ram, you do not want to come up here, buddy. All 4 members from the Saints spot him out. They will take him down, and a bit more gunshots coming out towards the middle. Seawads and Bendy going to fall down, so some more life here for JCU as they're able to find some kills. Still, the plant going to be going down on this A site. Rupert and Cody looking to close this round out for the Saints. 40 seconds and taking out for JCU. Kuri waiting for someone to drop in his sideline. Rupert going to be going on a bit of a flank here. Kuri stuns himself, I believe. A bit of a bait play there. Maybe enemy team will look to push off that one. Now Rupert finds the flank. Kuri falls. Rupert can't find the initial kill, and that might be the round because it's going to be hard to win this one. Finds one. They're not on the bomb. Does he have enough bullets? Yes, he does. Twitch to the pistol. In a one-on-one situation, the bomb is still down. Rupert can back up. He has a nade. He can reload, and it's going to be USA who's forced to push here, but Rupert will gladly play around this cover. Does not need to find the kill, but is able to do so. 1-on-3 for Rupert puts St. Clair on map point.
What an absolute masterclass from Rupert here. Like, we have to see this again here in the final kill. Like, just an absolute incredible way to win that 1v1. Timing those shots perfectly, getting USA off kilter, missing everything. Just what an incredible win for the Saints there. That has to be the dagger. If JCU has any life left, they need to strike now.
They need to strike, and they need to strike a lot consecutively, which has not been something that they've been able to do in this series. I mean, St. Clair showing why they are one of the top dogs in collegiate Call of Duty. Up 5-0 now, just completely running through their opposition. There's going to be an RC card. Doesn't get anything. Rupert's going to be the first one to fall. Nice kill by Dukas, who has been able to find one here and there. USA had the plant. Decided that planting is not the ideal play here, as Cody is going to be able to find the pick, and the bomb's not down. I mean, St. Clair don't need to get too aggressive, go anywhere. That's a nice nade. Won't find anything. Cody is able to spot out another, does get killed eventually there. USA looking to find a refrag. Seawads finds Rem though, makes a 2-on-2 situation. Bomb is down at A. Nobody's planting it. Seawads going to get taken down. It's going to be Bendy stuck in a 1-on-2. That's a rough position. No more bullets here for Juicy though, and it is a 1-on-1 for the time being. Plant finally goes down on A. We're going to need to see another big clutch here. This time it's from Bendy, and he's able to find one. Almost gets a lot of damage down onto the first player, gets the kill, destroys the trophy, spots the second one, still sitting on full HP. I think he might go for this Ninja Diffuse. Pros do not fake, and Bendy is going to get stunned up. He's going to be able to get in time. Yes, he will. That's going to be the map going to St. Clair in 6-0 fashion, as Pros don't fake.
Really don't know what JCU was doing there. I mean, you knew he was defusing the bomb. He was defenseless. Like, why are you not pushing in that situation? And the other one who was on the point there, like, putting the trophy system down, just getting essentially caught with your pants down here. Really bizarre set of moves here. I really think that St. Clair was able to take advantage of the miscues from JCU there. But, I mean, while saying that, just incredible play again, you know, great composure to win that 1v2, and yeah, St. Clair is just absolutely rolling right now heading into round 3.
Yeah, I mean, even when they look like they're down and out, St. Clair manages to find the victory. I think after 2 very dominant maps, it's going to be nearly, if not impossible, for JCU to bring a map home on this next control. I mean, St. Clair, just even when they're down members, they're able to outgun 1v2 1-on-3. When it's 4-on-4 in full action, I just don't think JCU has a chance.
The biggest thing for St. Clair is they clearly have the better gun skill.
Yeah.
They're winning their ones. Like, we're seeing all the omni movement stuff they're doing with the backsliding and the diving and all the slide canceling. Like, they are just masters at their craft, and like you said, they are absolutely rolling right now, and let's just see what they can do going into map 3. I think it's Control, I think, for the next one, right?
Absolutely, it is Control. And Control, it's a bit of a newer game mode in the pro scene. I mean, it's been around since it's been out, but it's still relatively new, so maybe some teams still learning, but it's been pretty established that defense is the stronger side, so it's going to be interesting. Maybe if JCU can start on defense, win a round, give themselves some momentum, might be good. But with all that being said, we're going to throw it to a very, very short break as we are getting ready to get into map 3. Welcome back, everybody. Unfortunately, that is going to be the last map of the series as one of JCU's players having some connectivity issues could not get back into the lobby. So it's going to be the Saints taking this one 3-0 after two very, very dominant maps. On Hardpoint, they won 250 to 22, I believe it was, and on the Search and Destroy 6-0. So a very good start for the Saints as they start their season off strong. They move to 1-0.
Yeah, it's a great first night. Excellent, play to be proud of. Good first win for the new coach as well. I think that's a really good one for St. Clair, especially to get that first one under your belt. But yeah, just picking up right where they left off, being absolutely dominant on all fronts, aggressive on offense, lockdown defense, just winning the 1v1s. Yeah, they're going to be very, very strong and very hard to defeat going into the rest of the season.
Absolutely, and we're going to be closing things out with that. So thank you to our sponsors, the St. Clair SRC, St. Clair Alumni Association, Tim Hortons, Subway, and Alienware. Thank you to everyone in the back who made this stream possible. It's Ari, Mathias, and Dan back here with us today. Thank you, Evan, for being on the cast for the first time. We're going to be seeing you a lot more this semester. It was a lot of fun, but with all of that being said, that's going to be it for us today. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll be seeing you tomorrow at 7:30 for more CollegeCoD action against Humber.